Catherine's recent public appearances reveal a woman who has moved beyond the stage of preparation. The steady resolve in her bearing reflects a silent synchronization with William that usually takes decades to perfect. The future has arrived earlier than anyone anticipated. The inner circle of working royals has contracted to a historic degree. King Charles continues his medical treatment at 75, managing a diary that prioritizes recovery over visibility. Princess Anne remains the most active member of the family at 74. This leaves Catherine as the primary energy of the institution while she navigates her own path to full health. The work continues here for those who value the dignity of the crown. Join us as we document each step of this transition. The old critiques of her schedule have vanished. In their place is the realization that Catherine has become the structural support for the entire family. Her Shaping Us initiative recently saw the British government commit £9.5 billion toward early childhood development. This is a tangible policy shift driven by a woman who understands that influence must result in measurable change. George, Charlotte, and Louis are being raised within this leaner, more focused reality. Catherine ensures their childhood remains protected, even as the demands on her own time expand. She is building a foundation that allows the monarchy to function through quiet, effective action. Every public gesture is a deliberate preparation for the role she was chosen to fulfill. Catherine stood in the center of Piazza Prampolini in Reggio Emilia, navigating the humidity of an Italian afternoon and the weight of her first major international commitment since her diagnosis. The crowd, estimated by local authorities at 7,000, pressed against the security barriers in a silence that only broke when she stepped into the light of the square. This event moved the focus from palace press releases to the physical reality of the role she now occupies. In 1949, Princess Elizabeth undertook a near-identical burden, assuming the grueling overseas duties of King George VI as his health faltered. Today, the geography of the crisis has shifted to a leaner House of Windsor, but the mechanics of duty remain unchanged. Ilsa Anderson, who served the late Queen for years, frequently observed that the monarchy must be seen to be believed. In Italy, Catherine was seen for 6 hours of relentless diplomatic protocol, masking the internal toll of a recovery that is still ongoing. The diary moving toward January 2026 marks the first 12-month cycle since her return. Each official engagement is now a documented calculation of physical endurance. While the palace officially maintains the phrase cautious balance, the autumn schedule has expanded to include 3 major domestic tours and 2 international summits. The margin for error in this transition has effectively vanished. William's recent visit to Heart Radio offered a detail that reframes the private life of the Wales household. He described their bedroom as a workspace overflowing with research papers, far removed from a sanctuary of royal leisure. The nightstand is no longer for jewelry. It has become the engine room for the future of the institution. This shift from a symbolic figure to a researcher is a quiet revolution. Catherine is digesting raw data on early childhood development until she has become, in William's words, a proper pro. In the heat of Reggio Emilia, she dusted off her Italian from her year in Florence, navigating complex diplomatic protocols through the lens of the Loris Malaguzzi philosophy. Her focus remained on the mechanics of social change rather than the waiting cameras. The diary now moves toward the 250th anniversary of American independence. This joint visit to the United States will be the first time Catherine's policy-driven approach is tested against the high-pressure environment of a global stage. The stacks of documents by her bed are currently being packed for this crossing. Is a princess who functions as a policy expert still a royal? Or does this intellectual focus destroy the essential mystery of the monarchy? Share your thoughts below and subscribe as we document the steady rise of our future queen.